Welcome to the Big Money Influencers Podcast. We talk with top influencers and experts to help you navigate and prosper in your business. It's all about creating wealth, legacy, and an online presence. Here's your host, Ceanne Livingston.
Welcome back. So glad that you've joined us for another episode. I'm excited to talk to Jason Legaard, the Fearless Copywriter. Jason, thank you for joining me today.
I'm very honored that you chose me to come on as part of your summit. A lot of amazing people, some of them I know. Just want to do my best to contribute as much value as possible and just help people be more fearless when it comes to their copywriting.
Awesome. That will lead me into the first question. In a nutshell, what do you do?
You see what I did there for you? I helped you out, Ceanne. But yes, my name is Jason J. Boom Legaard, and I am the Fearless Copywriter. What that means is I am a copywriter by trade. In a nutshell, for those of you that maybe most people know what copywriting is in their business world, or know that it's there, I should say. And it's a crucial part of their business, but they might not really know what it is. And essentially, in a nutshell, copywriting is any of the messaging that either you create or I create for a client that gets their business out to the marketplace, gets their message to the marketplace, engages with their audience, brings them into their world. And that could be anything from email copy to Facebook ad copy and everything.
I know from personal experience, it's not just about throwing something on the wall and hoping someone finds it. It's actually a very required skill when it comes to building businesses.
That's the blessing I have, because I've always, since I was even very little, I always had the gift of gab, which is very helpful when you find out you're a copywriter later in life. And I've always been a writer, but I have two different types of clients primarily, but just whichever one that is and what their journey is, how I'm able to come in and provide them access to their voice in a different way that also helps them alleviate a lot of their creative burden. Because a lot of what I see as a copywriter is a lot of people get stuck. There's a lot of fear and there's a lot of doubt. And they have a real tough time embracing their voice. So then they can come to someone like myself. A lot of times it's almost like I'm giving them permission to become fearless in their copywriting. Because the one thing that I want everyone to take away at the very minimum from this talk today is what I like to say is, if you're fearless with your copywriting, then you will forever be a ghost in the marketplace. No one will hear you. No one will see you. It'll be harder to thrive in your business. And especially in the world as it is today, there's more noise than ever. Well, if you're just muting yourself by not being fearless in how you write and how you communicate a message, you're going to be in trouble. And plus, biggest thing I like to do is when you're fearless in your copywriting and in your voice and in your messaging, it's a lot more fun. That's a big part of what I try to do, just living my life.
Cool. Even just getting people here to the summit to copywriting.
Yep.
In the ads and the website or the funnel, you talk about you serve two types of clients. What type of client do you serve?
Yeah, there's usually comes in two different forms. The first one is folks that are kind of in that in-between space. They're already business owners or they're entrepreneurs. Maybe they've been working to launch a business online. They've learned about copywriting. They've heard about it. They know they got to write emails to their list. But again, going back to, there's something in them that is holding them back. Sometimes that is maybe they haven't studied the art and science of copywriting itself enough. But with the high ticket masterminds I've actually taught at live, it was very rarely I had to help someone learn a strategy or learn a formula or a framework. It was more about me using another gift I have, which is as a speaker and a connector. I would pour into that client, take a look at copy they've already written for themselves and look at it and point out, hey, this is really strong. I could see how this could help with your conversions. And then, yes, along the way, there might be, you could tweak this word. You could try this. Maybe read this book from this legendary copywriter and you can pick up a lot. That client is, in a sense, guiding them to become fearless, because I watched people literally light up like a Christmas tree when I told them the email they already wrote was very strong. And I said, will you just please hit send on that thing? And they were just like, wait, I can? And I said, yes, this is an amazing piece of storytelling. And it led into your offer. It's beautiful. On the flip side, the other ideal client I work with is usually someone who's already an expert in their field. They have a business that's up and running. They have sales funnels. They're driving traffic. But a lot of these experts I've found, it's not so much that they even really want to write copy. even though some of them are fantastic at it. There's that creative burden all the time, especially with like emails. They're sending out emails to their list or the next promotion they need to get together. Like a lot of times it's not that they can't do it or that they won't do it. It's just, it's not highest on their values. Where their value lies is in their unique expertise and how they're serving their clients. So then an expert can hire me, and then I'm able to, in a sense, mimic their voice. I'm able to tap into who they are through my research, through my process of fearless copywriting, and then eliminate that burden, provide them additional assets from my skill set that saves them time and energy and allows them mainly to preserve a lot of their energy for their highest values, where that's where they get the most return on their investment of that energy, which leads, of course, to more sales, more revenue in their business.
Exactly. It's like some people might not know how this conversation is connecting to building wealth. Having fearless copywriting, being able to connect your messaging with your audience is so important. It's going to build an increase in your income. It makes a huge difference, whether you're not doing very well in your business or you're making millions of dollars every year in your business. What does wealth mean to you, Jason?
Great question. I would say wealth means to me to have the abundance of choice. And for that, I feel everybody's going to be different. That's why I say it's the abundance of choice, not an obligation or not an expectation. Because some people who want to launch their own business, they might have a career that they actually just absolutely love. They love what they do for a living. Even though that's been in the industry of entrepreneurship online, it's kind of been people talk down upon, oh, you the horrible 9-to-5, the horrible career, get away from it, get away. But some people really do have a fulfilling career, but they do have maybe a side project or a passion they'd like to contribute and build that extra income stream. And that provides them more abundance of choice in their life, because they're fulfilling their passion, serving more people in a different way, and yes, more revenue in their life to travel and do all kinds of things. But then the other person's like, I want to go all in. They want to hold their own summits and get speakers to come together and share value and just build new offers and new experiences, et cetera. And that goes all the way up to the tens and hundreds of millions of dollars. But I think wealth means you have that abundance of choice and you can pick, and it's not put upon you. Probably one of the best places you can be.
Absolutely. Being able to choose what you want to create in your life for lifestyle and get up and go.
Yep. Sometimes it's the choice of what you don't want to create, because I've met fellow entrepreneurs where some of them, they're like, listen, if I'm pulling in multiple six figures a year with a fairly automated business, maybe I got one virtual assistant or something, they are golden. They have no desire to create the $10 million company and everything that comes with it. That's what I mean, the abundance of choice. Like sometimes it means doing less or creating less to actually experience more that makes sense to you.
Owning your own business can definitely give you a lot more work.
Learn the secrets entrepreneurs can use to create wealth and legacy. Discover exactly how the top 1% are building financial success, wealth, and a legacy quickly in their business. These are the only secrets you need to create wealth and legacy when it comes to building your online presence. When you visit BigMoneyInfluencerLive.com, you will get free access to the exclusive Big Money Influencers Live Business Kit. It teaches proven secret strategies that successful entrepreneurs are using daily to create wealth and legacy in their business. Foolproof methods established business owners are using to live and build wealth and legacy. We know you're busy, so we have convenient audios, which include foolproof methods established business owners use to build wealth and legacy. Easy to follow binder notes. And if you're ready to 10x your online presence or ready to take your business online, you can book a call and discover how to get started. Visit BigMoneyInfluencerLive.com. That's BigMoneyInfluencerLive.com.
Doing less or creating less to actually experience more that makes sense to you.
Owning your own business can definitely give you a lot more work.
Yes.
Quit their job and they want to do the online thing, and it's hard.
Mm-hmm. It's a different type of road. That is for sure.
Discipline. How do you help your clients create abundance in their life?
To use the second type of client, I talked about the person who is an expert in their value in their field, and they have an existing sales funnel, let's say. I've been able to help a client that they have this business, but they want to add more assets to it, more leverage to it. But with adding that asset, there's a lot of creation that goes into it, especially when it comes to copywriting. They might not have the time available. They might not have the energy that they want to even dedicate it to it. So what they will do is they will come into me and I'll be walk them through a framework and say, listen, I can create for you a brand new lead magnet from scratch. So let's say it's a 3,000 word ebook. So I can create that for you on the copy. And then I'm going to create a landing page. And then we're going to create this bridge page. I can write you a bridge video script that leads into follow-up emails. So essentially this entire journey of their potential new prospect could be handled by me, alleviating all that creative burden, save them all that time. And now all of a sudden, when the project is complete, they've got this immense new point of leverage in their business. But the return on investment that could be exponential over time, because it's not like I would write all this copy once and they use it one time and it's over. That's something they could run traffic to for the next 10 years and see those exponential returns. And also, I have a unique ability I've discovered over time to where I can work in multiple different niches, which I have, whether it be from Forex trading to cryptocurrency to personal development to epigenetic healing. It's all over the map because I do the research with my clients to find out what they're about, what is their unique skill sets, but I'm able to somehow find that connection with the client so that I can take their voice and treat it as if it's my own, so that the audience still feels that deep connection with them, that they're not going like, hey, that doesn't sound like Ceanne. That sounds like some dude named Jason. What happened here? That doesn't happen because I'm able to do enough of a deep dive with them. And sometimes it takes a little time, but to find that nice groove and how to communicate their message in the way that matches them.
Talk about research, and you named quite a few of financial income streams. In the research that you've done or your personal experience, what sounds the most exciting for you?
As far as an income stream or a niche?
Yeah, or if you were to choose a income stream to invest in, like you talked about cryptocurrency or...
Oh, gotcha. Well, obviously, here's where we do the disclaimer thing, right? Like, I am not a expert investor, et cetera. But from the projects I've worked on, and especially with a lot of the current changes out in the marketplace in the world today, actually, I just helped with a funnel build for a crypto expert. Cryptocurrency definitely is very, very intriguing. What I've discovered lately through that project is that it's not so much about you invest in some Bitcoin and you sit on it and then you hope it goes up. But there's these alternate coins, altcoins, and there's other ways to where you can do the research or lean on an expert and you're able to find other opportunities. The masses, all they know is Bitcoin. Mm-hmm. And they think, well, I don't have enough to buy a Bitcoin, so I'm out of the game. But from what I've learned just through the research and helping write copy for these projects, that is definitely something that's very cutting edge. It continues to grow. It continues to become more mainstream. There's definitely a lot of excitement, and it's very intriguing. And there's different access points that I feel for a lot of different people. I mean, I have some crypto myself. I received some as a bonus once from a client, and I got some Bitcoin and I let it sit. And I've never touched it. And I think right at this point, that money has tripled in value.
That's awesome. The Bitcoin is kind of the doorway into cryptocurrency. There's so much more regarding the blockchain and so much education to learn about cryptocurrency and the future of where it's going. But Bitcoin is just a little slice of the pie. Yeah,
it's like it's the big dog because everyone knows it, but it's only a piece of the puzzle from what I've seen. Yeah, it definitely seems like that arena of wealth is just getting started from what I've seen.
Absolutely. Jason, where can someone find you if they want to get some fearless copywriting done?
Yeah, I would say probably the most simplest way is just to reach out to me. Just drop me an email. You can send it to me at jason@fearlesscopywriting.com. Just drop me a line. That's a good way to start a conversation because usually with my process, if someone's looking to hire me or maybe they need some consulting around copy, which I do as well. They might need, they like me to take a look at some of their copy and do a critique or kind of dig into that. My process usually starts with that initial conversation over a Zoom call like this. We talk through email initially, I get some details, and then we jump on and we have a chat. And I get a chance to see what they're about, what they need, what are the goals, and then start to see if it's a good match. on what I could provide them as far as my Fearless Copywriting skill set.
What is a good match for you?
Look at you put me on the hot seat here. I thought that was the last question. We're out of here. I like it. I would say, wow. Well, the majority of my life journey, especially since about 2011, the realm of personal growth, personal development, mindset, as some of you who don't know, both Ceanne and I are part of Wake Up Warrior. That was a game changer for me for sure. That type of niche. And there's so many different sub niches within, if you said mindset or personal growth. Those are the ones usually that are near and dear to my heart because of the impact it's had on my own life. The one, actually, I want to make sure to mention this, and this ties into this answer. One of the things I realized over my time as a copywriter is I didn't know this until today, in fact. Our mutual friend, Teresa Key, mentioned this. I have always been collecting stories and absorbing from the world because of the life I've lived. I've had some very interesting experiences, some of them traumatic, some of them triumphant, and everything in between, like most of us. But along that path, just keep absorbing, and I'm always pulling. Like I'm pulling from the world. I'm pulling from people like yourself and whoever it may be, so that when I get down in front of the laptop and it's time to create some fearless copywriting, like I've got, speaking of wealth, I have this wealth of abundant stories and experiences. And then I can combine that with what I believe is my God-given ability to pour into people through my fearless copywriting skill set. So then that just kind of comes together. And especially in the arena of personal growth, it's a much easier flow. And it gives me a little extra fire when I'm writing the words, compared to maybe some other niches. But I always try to put my absolute best into every client. Obviously, the self-growth path, that particular topic is always, I just know what it's done for me. And so when I get the chance to write the words for a client that's helping people in that way, it's very easy for me to find their voice, just unleash the stories, essentially.
That's awesome. I totally agree. Personal growth or personal development mindset is at the key of every endeavor that we go into. There's other answers, obviously, but definitely having that mindset of being able to set your goals and set your intention, because there's so many blocks that can come in front of us as we're trying to reach the goal.
Yeah, I always feel like the work we put in on ourselves through the mindset, et cetera, I always feel like that's the first gateway. And then we unleash the new skill set in business, or we're able to recognize the next opportunity when it comes to wealth creation, because we always are doing that front-loaded work on our mindset to keep ourselves open and ready to invite anything that's on the way, and then have an awareness of it when it shows up and go, oh, okay, that's the next income stream I'm going to work on, or that's the next skill set I want to master, or that's the next connection I need to make with someone, and then move forward. So I'll end with a little something I've shared different events I've spoken at here locally in Arizona. To me, it kind of just brings it all back to something very simple for folks, whether they're writing copy for themselves or they're an expert looking to hire someone like me, is whether someone is writing a Facebook post or a YouTube ad or an email, even doing your live video, even what we've done today in this interview, everything is copywriting, everything. Anytime we open our mouth and communicate our message to the world and are looking to connect and pour into people to help them solve a problem with our solutions, we are copywriting. It's not just tapping on a keyboard. Mm-hmm. When you can grasp that, the biggest thing I try to encourage people to understand is that every word counts, because you'd be amazed, and this has happened to me, and this will happen to every one of you who are watching this summit, taking advantage of what Ceanne has put together here. You are going to craft words, if you're fearless about it, that literally can save someone's life. And the reason I can say that with such certainty is there were people that came into my world through their marketing back in 2011, and they did some copywriting. And when those words hit me, they hit me at the exact right moment that I needed. And I was in a very, very tough spot in my life. I was in a pit of darkness. And all of a sudden, your copy, your words, your message is that light. So if you can just realize that and just go out there and be fearless.
I love that expression. Every word counts. Your words have so much power. They bring energy. They bring life or death.
Exactly. And what's interesting, which I want to encourage everyone. Now that may have sounded like, oh, that's pretty heavy, man. That's because some people might think, oh, that's a burden. No, it's freedom. But it's also allowing you to have a certain level of respect for yourself and your voice and your words. Because if you realize every word counts, well, then you're going to put forth your best effort, or you're going to hire someone to do it for you because you respect your client, you respect the prospect. Because as a person, as a human being, there's so many of them that they are literally hoping and praying for you to show up. And many times the first exposure they get are the words that you wrote. Take it as a blessing. Take it as an honor that you could be that voice, because it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
That's beautiful. Well, thank you, Jason, for coming in and chatting with us today. I so appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ceanne. I appreciate the opportunity, and I hope everyone goes out and embraces their fearlessness in their copywriting and everything that they do with their voice. So thank you again so much. Boom.
To discover the secrets entrepreneurs are using to create wealth and legacy, visit bigmoneyinfluencerslive.com. And here's a big ask. If you love this podcast, will you take a minute to subscribe, review, and give us a 5-star rating? Be sure and share with your friends and family. And thank you for listening.